Hello, guys. Briefly, today I want to present this beautiful paper published in the New England Journal of Medicine, the top medical journal in the world, by Jeffrey Gordon Group. Jeffrey is a professor at Washington University and one of the most important experts in gut microbiota biology. So in this paper, he has been studying the effects of two different diets on children with moderate acute malnutrition. By the way, more than 30 million kids worldwide suffer from moderate acute malnutrition. And currently, there are no treatments that are really solving this problem. And what we know is that these children have perturbed development of their gut. So they have an immature gut microbiota that translates into issues with proper growth and neurological development. Now, in this paper, basically, Jeffrey's group randomized 123 kids from one of the slums in Bangladesh with the age between 12 and 18 months to two diets. One group, basically at the end, 59 completed, 3 months of a ready-to-use supplementary food composed of rice, lentils, sugar, soybean oil, skimmed milk powder mixed with vitamin and mineral premix. Instead of the other group, the MDCF2, this is a microbiota-directed complementary food prototype diet composed of chickpea flour, peanut flour, soy flour, green banana, sugar, soybean oil, and the usual vitamin mineral premix. This diet has been studied by Jeffrey's group in germ-free mice because it provides nutrients that make certain bacteria grow better. And these bacteria are important for health and the maturation of the gut microbiota. So to make a long story short, then you can read the paper. I think it's worth reading this paper. As you can see here, if we look at one of the outcomes, one of the primary outcomes, in kids who were fed the MDCF2 diet, the weight for length Z-score was significantly better. So these kids were growing much faster and better than those that were fed the ready-to-use typical supplementary diet. And by the way, this diet was had basically 90 calories per 100 grams more, so more, in excess than the MDCF. So it's not a matter of calories, it's just a matter of certain bacteria that are promoting the certain gut microbiota changes. Indeed, in this paper, Jeffrey has shown that, these kids fed this special diet had a major change in the gut microbiota, and in particular, they had an increase in Prevotella, copri, taxa, and a reduction in Bifidobacterium longum, and these gut microbiota changes, on top of allowing the kids to grow faster and better, translated, these are plasma proteomics. As you can see here in red, there are a number of proteins, plasma proteins, that have been increased and have been positively associated with growth. And so there is, proteins that are promoting bone growth, brain development, cartilage development, and again, brain, nerve development. And there is, instead of an inhibition of inflammatory and interferon type 1 signaling pathways proteins, again suggesting that these tailored food that are promoting gut microbiota maturation, because one of the problems of these malnourished kids is that despite you provide them food that is rich in calories, proteins, minerals, and vitamins and fat, they are not growing as well as they should because they have an immature gut microbiota. Instead, this diet has been tailored to make the gut microbiota mature, results in better growth, less inflammation, and more proteins that are promoting skeletal bone, skeletal muscle, and neurodevelopment. So fantastic data. And by the way, this is a randomized clinical trial in kids. And we know that, as I've explained in some of my review articles and in my recent book, The Path to Longevity, there is a crucial window from when the baby is born. For the first 2 years, this is extremely important. A healthy maturation of the gut microbiota is important for immune development, the development of the immune system, metabolic development, and neurological development. And see if you have basically a dysfunctional, a dysbiotic microbiota, these kids have an increased risk of developing, as they get older, autoimmunity, allergic diseases, obesity, type 2 diabetes, and probably some psychiatric conditions. So it's extremely important to eat well and to eat, as we have shown in this paper that, I was a co-author. It's a paper we published in Science with Jeffrey Gordon in 2011. It's a highly cited paper. We have shown that in both animals and humans, these are people who have been studying in St. Louis, people on calorie restriction, that among all the nutrients, protein intake and insoluble fibers are two of the most important nutrients for the development of the gut microbiota and for the metabolic function, in shaping the metabolic function of the gut microbiota. With Jeffrey, we have also published another paper in Cell Host Microbiome showing that the gut microbiome is also important in modulating the metabolic response to calorie restriction. So same restriction in calories, but the type of microbiota is basically changing the metabolic response to calorie restriction. And people who have a healthy diet, they have a more diverse, these people who have been on a Crohn plant-rich diet, they have a more diverse gut microbiota. That is one of these healthy biomarkers of a healthy gut microbiome. And in another paper with Jeffrey Gordon, we have shown, this was been published in Cell 2015, that even some nutrients, some phytochemicals like turmeric, the physiological activity of turmeric depends in part on the type of bacteria that are present in the gut. The transit time peristalsis, as you can see here, changes dramatically depending on the type of bacteria. These are bacteria that we got from different people, humans with different diets. And as you can see here, the transit time is different in germ-free mice depending on the type of bacteria in response to the same concentration of turmeric. So very, very important data suggesting that the composition of the diet is very important in shaping the gut microbiota, that is important in shaping the maturation of the biota, and in changing the proteins that are circulating in the blood, reducing inflammatory and increasing proteins that are promoting healthy development in kids, and not only in kids. So, as always, thank you for listening.